So we have to understand firewall fundamental. So if we talk about the firewall fundamentals, so we have to understand what is the firewalls and why basically we require the firewalls. This is the topic we are going to start today. Okay, makes sense?
Yes, yes.
So if I talk about the firewalls, have you seen any firewalls in your life?
Yes, yes, yes.
Which firewall you have seen?
Follow to.
Okay.
Maybe you. Yes.
Okay. Which model you have seen in Palo Alto?
I didn't check the model because it's a different company, you know.
Okay, okay, that's absolutely fine.
Yes.
So if we talk in the firewalls, firewall have a lot of vendors, right, in the market. Like we can have the physical firewall. We have the virtual firewall. Okay.
Mm.
So if I talk about the physical firewalls, we have the lot of vendors available in the market. Like Palo Alto is one of the vendor. Okay. We have the FortiGate also. We have the checkpoint as well. And Cisco ASA also, we have FDT also, we have the like we have the different vendor FTD, right? Not FDT. So we have the different vendors available in the market. These vendors are going to be give you the firewalls like Palo Alto, FortiGate, Checkpoint, Cisco ASA, FTT. You have the supposed firewall, Azure cloud-based firewall. Like we have the different vendor Juniper firewalls. Similarly, they have the virtual firewall as well. Virtual means they are going to provide the virtual image, like kind of the VM image. This VA image can run in the ESXi servers, right, as a OVA file. They can run in the KVM as well as a QCOW file, right? And also we have the different deployment method for the firewall can be deployed. But this VM firewall also can be your Palo Alto firewall, can be your FortiGate firewall, can be your checkpoint firewall, and other Cisco firewall or might be the vendor firewall. But these still going to perform the similar kind of work. What this physical firewall can do that, the virtual firewall can exactly going to do the same kind of the work. There is no much difference we have. Actually, they have the same kind of the processing, same kind of the packet filtering capabilities, same kind of the routing capabilities, same kind of NAT capabilities, same kind of the policy handling capabilities, same kind of the any kind of the SL decryption capability. Means whatever the firewall features physically can do that, then my virtually also can do that. Make sense, Francis?
Yes, 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 yes.
Now, if I talk about the physical firewall, you have to purchase the hardware. Like we have the Palo Alto, like Palo Alto 220 series of the firewall. We have the Palo Alto 420 series of firewall. We have the Palo Alto 820 is a firewall. We have the Palo Alto 3020 series of firewall. Palo Alto, we have the 5000 series of firewall. Palo Alto, we have the 7 series of firewall. These are the different hardware models available in the market. These models can be used to just as a hardware box, and you can deploy this firewall in the rack. You can apply the power cables, and then you can connect the LAN and WAN cable, and then it is going to be start serving the network. So these firewall is going to look like in this way. You can see this is my one of the firewall. Take an example. In this firewall, you have a lot of ports. We have these ports, we have these ports, we have these ports, we have these ports, and these firewalls can have the different other ports also in the LED power. This is a physical firewall, and this is one of the model 820 firewall, right? Similarly, we have the bigger firewalls. If I show you, we have the different firewalls available in the market. So you can see this is the smallest firewall PA220. We have the 820 firewall. We have the 3220 firewalls. That's quite bigger. We have the finally 5280 firewall, and then we have the chassis based modular firewall, that is the 7050 firewalls. So these all firewalls can be used for the different scenario, but it's totally depend which model is suitable for you. And accordingly, you are going to use these firewalls. It makes sense. Francis.
Yeah.
Now, if I talk about these firewalls, because we are targeting the Palo Alto firewall, these all firewall have the one OS system, right? Like Cisco routers, you might be work on the router, you might be work on the switches. These run on the either iOS, Cisco iOS, or might be they're going to work on the iOS XE if the high-end router is going to be there. Switches are the latest, then they're going to work on the Nexus, right? NSOS.
Mm.
So Nexus OS they are going to be work. NXOX they are going to be work. So these are the different OS. Similarly, in the Palo Alto, either it's my PA 220, PA my 420 series of firewall, PA 820 series of firewall, 3220 series of firewall. Either we have the 5000 series of firewall, a 7000 series of firewall. They all going to use one of the operating system that is known as the PAN OS. Clear?
Okay.
That's the operating system. Every firewall they have the operating system. Without operating system, like your computer, without operating system, your computer cannot work, cannot functions. Similarly, Palo Alto firewall also cannot work, cannot functions without operating system. So along with the hardwares, your operating system is going to be always inbuilt in the your PAN OS. Make sense? These operating
Yes.
system can be 8.0 series, can be 9.0 series, can be 10.0 series, and can be 11.0 series. This is the latest one. Super latest. This is also latest, but these two are quite outdated. Can you give me 1 second? 1 second.
Okay. Okay.
So these all are going to be latest. 11.10.0 is going to be latest one. Okay. And these two are not going to be fine. But these OS are still might be are going to find some customer are running. But they have to upgrade because they have a lot of vulnerability, outdated patch they have. So if you want to get the latest feature, latest services, probably you have to start working on the 10.0, 11.0. Okay. So in our lab, right? In our lab, when we start doing this all lab testing, we have the both of the series of firewall. If you go here and you can see in our lab, we have the firewall that is running in the 9.0 also, 10.0 also. Okay, makes sense. That's one thing. So
Okay.
you can enjoy the flavor while doing the lab. Another things, if I do another latest firewall login, that is basically going to be 11.0 as well. So this is super latest, means the OS I'm going to show you in front of you. This is going to be super latest and there is no kind of the any new OS come after that. I have to check release if come today or might be yesterday. But last week I checked there was a super let's say 11.23-H. You can see. So even have the latest version available in our infrastructure. So my firewall can be physical, my firewall can be logical. They have the different operating systems. But physical, you have to purchase the hardware. But when you talk about the virtuals, so these firewalls which I'm showing right now, still they are the firewall, but they are the virtual firewall.
Virtual.
These are virtual firewalls. So these firewall equally going to work like the physical firewall because they have the same operating system, same capability. They will take a resource. Let's suppose I want to install this virtual firewall, so I require one of the server. So might be I need to purchase the server. Take an example, I'll purchase a Dell server. That's the one thing. Second thing, I need to purchase might be some other server, HP server I can purchase. I can purchase like Cisco server. In this, I will install any hypervisor. This could be my KVM hypervisor or might be the ESXi hypervisor. And on top of that, I need to install my VM. That's the PAO file. Make sense? That
Yes.
is going to run and then your virtual image is going to work. That's the one solution. Another solutions, the solution we are using, let's suppose you have the ENG. That's no, it's a simulating software. We have the PNet Lab. That's another simulating software. So by using these two methods, I can even put the image on this particular softwares, and then we can access these firewalls remotely from anywhere. This is also possible. But again, it's going to be virtual firewall. Clear? And they are going to perform the labs and all. So we have in our infrastructures, we have the physical firewall as well. The same physical firewall which you able to see here. The same physical firewall in front of me I'll show you someday. And this physical firewall can be installed in your data center, your office location. But in case you don't want to use this physical firewall, even you can use your virtual firewall as well. Now, moving to the next step, what is the role of the firewall? What is the role of the firewall? Either it's going to be physical firewall or virtual firewall. But why we use the firewall? Any idea?
Yes.
Can you just tell me?
To block unwanted traffic.
Hold on. Why use the firewall? What was the first definition you told?
To block unwanted traffic.
Oh, that's good. To block unwanted traffic. That's a very nice examples. Okay. So if I talk the firewalls, right? So firewalls are going to be kind of the barrier. Barrier means it is definitely going to block the traffic. That's the one responsibility they have. But before it is going to block the traffic which is going to be in or out your network. My firewall having responsibility, either my traffic is coming from internet to my LAN network. Let's suppose this is my internet. And this is my LAN network. Or either my traffic is going my LAN to internet. So this is my outbound traffic. This is my inbound traffic, right? You're coming from out to in. Makes sense? And going to in to out. So this is my in to out. This is my out to in. It's an inbound traffic, it's outbound traffic. Because generally we have this PC. PC always going to be your LAN, office network. So if we are not going to use the firewall, what is going to be happen? If we are not going to use the firewall, that means my network is going to be unsecure. Just take an example. We have this PC connected here. This PC connected with the switch. This could be the layer 2 switch. This is connected with the router. And this is my internet. When this user, let's suppose, have the IP address 10.10.10.10/24, want to talk the google.com. My router is going to be act as a L3 device who have the routing capability to just interact with the internet. So my packet is going to land on this particular router, then router is going to take. But in this case, this router can understand only your layer 2 traffic, layer 3 traffic, somewhat they can understand layer 4 traffic. Make sense? Means they can understand your MAC address, they can understand your IP address, and what they can understand your applications as well. Clear? This router can understand your MAC, IP, and applications. But they not have the capabilities what this user is accessing. If he is downloading any file, he is uploading any data, right? He downloading any virus, he downloading, uploading any kind of the malware, could be any kind of the vulnerability, any kind of the URL. These routers cannot understand. So simply it's going to be inspect the traffic or control the traffic based on the MAC or IP or somewhat on the port level. Clear? Make sense?
Yes.
But if this user mistaken download any virus file from the internet, the traffic is going to come from this particular device. Your traffic is going to come from this particular device, but this will never understand whether the file this user downloaded, this is the virus file or non-virus file. So what is going to happen? This computer is going to be impacted or infected. Clear?
Okay.
We don't have any control. There is another example. Let's suppose this is the very critical user in your company and they have the entire HR employee database. Okay? In Excel file. This user upload this Excel file on the Google Drive on the internet. Can do that, right?
Yeah.
So what is going to happen? Your company data is going to be leaked and your router cannot understand what is this user uploaded on the internet. Means they not have any kind of capabilities. How we can solve this problem? How we can solve this problem? To solve this problem, we need a firewalls. The firewall not only inspect traffic based on the layer 2, layer 3 and layer 4. The firewall not only inspect the traffic based on the layer 3, layer 4 and layer 2. They have the more capabilities. So if I draw this packet again, my packet have the lot of informations. Take an example. They have the source IP address. Source MAC, not IP. Source MAC, destination MAC, source IP address, destination IP address. They have the source port. They have the destination port. They have the applications, right? They have some additional information, like they have the URL, right? They have the user ID, right? They have the machine information. I will talk later, machine ID and all. And then finally, they have the payload. Make sense? This is one packet.
Yes.
This is my layer 2. This is my layer 3. This is my layer 4. This is my layer 7. Clear? This is some additional informations. Additional info. And then finally, this is your data, actual data that is known as the content as well. So this is the whole packet, right? So if this packet is going to travel via this router is not going to understand after L4. Means what application he is accessing? Facebook, Yahoo, Google. This router is never going to recognize what kind of the file he is uploading, downloading. It is also not clear. What kind of the URL he is uploading, downloading. It is also not clear, right? So the firewall is going to be a device who is more intelligent than the router. The firewall, especially, we have the two types of firewall. One is the legacy firewall and one is the next generation firewall. Legacy firewall is known as the old firewall. This is my new firewall. Old firewall still can do the inspection up to layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. It was more advanced than the router because they have the more packet level, port level processing. Router have the limited capability, more about the routing. But this is a legacy firewall. But next generation firewall can do the inspection of the layer 3, layer 2, layer 4, layer 7, some additional, and then also your data. That is your payload. Clear? So this firewall is disconnected now. This firewall you are not going to find in the industry. Probably very less you are going to find. That's legacy firewall. You are going to always get the firewall. That is my next generation firewall. And Palo Alto is the next generation firewall. It makes sense till here?
Yes, I can get it.
Yeah. Any doubt?
No.
Okay. So now moving to the key concept. So now you understand what is a router, what is a legacy firewall, and what is a next generation firewall. Now let's talk about what is the role of the firewall. So you mentioned that it is going to be block unwanted traffic. So before it is going to block any unwanted traffic, right? It is going to be act as a security barrier. It is going to act as a security barrier. What is a security barrier? Means any traffic going out, any traffic going in, or it is going to control your traffic, whether it's going out or in. Just take an example. You are going on airport, right? Airports have the proper security checks, whether you're going to take a board of flight or you are doing the offboarding of flights. Every time you have to clear your immigrations if you're traveling for the different countries. Make sense?
Okay. Yes.
They will make sure you're the right person, you have the right passport, visa, right? Then only you are going to, or you have the right boarding pass to board the flights. Similarly, if you are going to off board, they will again verify you are the right user or the tourist who is going to enter my country. So based on that, they are going to always check, and if they find you have the legitimate document, legitimate passport, then they only allow your traffic. It means not traffic, allow you to enter the country. If this is going to find this is something not good, they will just stop, or might be they are going to deport you for your original country. Similarly, whenever traffic is going to be in, my firewall is going to control the traffic. Means it is always going to verify you are the right user or not right user. Based on the different parameter, it is going to be verify, control your traffic. And once it is going to be verified, it will allow. If it is not going to verify, it will block here. Means the traffic is going to be dropped. You're not going to be past this particular firewall. If you are going for out, again it will verify. If you are going to be verification is going to be successful, it will allow. If not, it is going to be drop. This is how it is going to happen. So the key role it is going to firewall is going to act as a security barrier. That's the one thing. Second thing, it is going to be used for the traffic control. The third thing, it's going to be used as a access control. Okay. The fourth is it's going to be your log, your monitoring is going to be happen. Means what data you are sending and receiving, it's going to monitor your data, right?
Okay.
And also most important, every packet are going to be inspections. So packet is going to be
Inspected.
yes, inspected. So these are the key roles. Security barriers, that means ki every time they will stop before going to process. And then it will control. Either you need to allow or you need to deny. Access control means what you have to be allow, what you have not to be allowed. They will always also going to monitor your activities. If any activity is going to be suspicious, they can block. And every packet, whatever packet I'm receiving from in to out, they are going to be inspected. So this is the role of the firewall. Clear?
Yes.
Right? So if someone is going to be asked what is the firewall, so you can define firewall is like a network security device acting as a digital barrier or security barrier or traffic control that is
Access control.
monitor
Monitoring.
every transitions.
Packet
They are going to
inspected.
be inspect every packet, and based on the policy, either they will allow or might be they will deny.
Deny.
This is the role of the firewall. Clear? Now, we understand about the firewall. Now, if we talk about the Palo Alto firewall, you can see, let's take an example. We have the different kind of the Palo Alto firewalls. Different model I already explained you.
Yes.
When I talk about the PA820 firewall, you can see this is the physical view of the 820 firewall. Clear?
Yes.
In this physical view, you can see we have the different ports. So we have some these ports, some these ports, these ports, these ports, these ports, and these ports. So why these ports are defined here? We have to understand every port responsibility. So these are the copper ports. These are the basically copper ports. 1 gig ports. Right? RJ45. Clear? These all four.
Yeah.
These are the fiber
FTP.
ports. It's going to be your 10 gig port, right? You have to use the SAP. So why you use this copper port? Why use the fiber port? So these ports basically either my copper or fiber, it can be used to make the connectivity for the LAN or can be for the WAN. If you have the maximum requirement to get the connectivity for the 1 gig, you can use this for the LAN and WAN. Absolutely fine. Makes sense?
Yeah.
If you have the requirement LAN should be my 10 gig, then you have to connect to the fiber port. If you have requirement WAN should also have the 10 gig, then you have to connect with your fiber port. But you have the option, you can use these ports for your LAN and WAN connections. Make sense about these ports, copper and fiber?
Yes. Yes.
Now, we'll talk about the HA later. We have the console port. Console port is something, if you want to take the console access of the firewall from the PC. What is the console access? You know that? Have you taken?
Yes.
Console means you want to locally configure the firewall.
Firewall.
Yes, by taking the console cable. Console cable is going to be required. You have to install the putty on your PC or secure CCNP, and then you have to connect the console cable and they are going to take the CLI access of the firewall. Like let's suppose I want to take the console of this firewall. So I'll go here. If I double click, because I'm the virtual console, this is my console of the firewall. So I have the output of my firewall. So I can put this like my username. I can put my password and this firewall is going to be logged in. This is my console of the firewall. Clear?
Yes.
Now, after this console, we have just for the CLI access. This console is going to act as only for CLI access. We have the management port as well. So if you want to take the firewall GUI access, if you want to take the firewall GUI access, what is GUI access? Let's suppose you have the PC and you want to take the GUI access. So you have to connect the RJ45 cable. That's a Cat6 cable. So one is a CLI, but if you want to take this particular connectivity like this one, means you want to connect the cable in the management, you want to log in the firewall from your PC. This is GUI access. This is your CLI access. CLI access is going to come by the console, but you need a GUI access. GUI is always going to come by your management port. Clear?
Yes.
So this is the port on which you have to connect the cable and you have to connect the, let's suppose you purchase a brand new firewall. So you have to connect the cable here. And after connecting the cable, this port have the hard-coded IP address 192.168.1.1. This hard-coded is going to be there. Clear? The hard-coded IP you will get on this management port. Always it's going to be there when you purchase the firewall. You have to connect the RJ45 cable. This PC you have to put like IP address 192.168.1.2. The moment you will do this, IP is going to talk to this way. Okay? And once you just go in the PC browser, right? This is my, let's suppose Chrome. You have to type HTTPS : you have to put 192.168.1.1 and your firewall is going to be login in the GUI. So this is the management port. Is it clear why you use?
Yes.
Just to get the GUI access of the firewall. Now, we understand the console port and management port. This is also a console port. This is also a console port. But this console port is required a different kind of the cable, like it's a type C or type B cable. I need to check. It's probably type B cable, not C. So you connect the type B cable and that PC is going to be connect the USB side and then converter is going to be required and then it is going to work. Again is a console. Clear? For this
Mm.
CLI, this console is purely for the CLI, not GUI. This management is GUI. This is my USB PC, USB port. USB port is going to be used for the my just any kind of the copy paste things. Means you want to copy some file from external to this firewall, it is also possible. You want to put some information from firewall to the USB drive, like log, licensing file, any OS, that also possible. So this USB is a good utility for my different kind of the use cases. Clear? So now we are clear about the different ports. We are clear about this management and the console port. We're clear about the USB ports. We're clear about the console port. We're clear about these all ports. We're clear about.
Fiber.
Make sense?
Yes.
Now we left with this one. What is the HA port? Any idea?
No.
HA is equal to high availability. Okay.
Mm.
This is used for the high availability. So what is the high availability? Right. So this high availability is something you have run the HSRP, VRRP. You have run the any HSRP and VRRP?
No, no, no.
No, you don't know what is the HSRP, right?
Yes.
You don't know what is the VRRP in Cisco. Okay, leave it. HA means that is known as the high availability. Let's take an example. This is my HA. Let's suppose, forget about we have the firewall. There is no single firewall. There is no firewall. Okay. So if there is no firewall, what is going to happen? This user is going to send all traffic via this way. Clear?
Mm.
So this user talking to the internet. What if this firewall is going to be down? What is going to be happen?
Allow access control.
No, if firewall is going to be dead, then what is going to be happen? If this firewall is going to be dead, then what is going to be happen? Will this user is able to access the internet or not?
Yes. You
How?
can access.
Access or cannot access?
You can access
But how I can access? If you're saying
with the use of the router.
no, there is no router. Just
There's no router.
yeah, there is no router. Just think about we have this only one part to go on the internet, and this firewall is off, down.
Mm.
Can
Mhm.
you access the internet?
Yes, you can still access the internet with the use of the modem or
There is no modem also.
kite. Then no need to access the internet.
Okay, yes, that's correct, right? So just think about this is my topology. This topology is going by this way, okay? If this is going to be down for some reason, okay,
Mhm.
that we do not have any path to go on the internet, but I just connect another link on another firewall. So my traffic can go this way, right?
Yes.
So I have the backup path. Just think about you have the one car, okay? And you have to go to the office, right? You're going to the office. This car has been breakdown. This car become the faulty. So what is going to happen? You cannot carry this car to the office, right?
Office, yes.
So that day you not have any kind of the car available. But let's suppose you have two car. Then what is going to happen?
You use the different one.
We can use a different one. So you can take and go out on the internet. You can use a different one. So similar way in HA, it's a high availability. If my one firewall is going to be down, still my user is going to use a different firewall to go on the internet. This is the
Oh,
HA. Okay. So they
yes, yes.
use the HA special port to club these two firewall in the cluster so they can make the communication from the primary to secondary. Clear?
Yes.
So if I go here, if I go in my particular system, you can see we have the HA ports here available. These HA ports are going to help to connect this one other HA port. This HA port is going to connect this HA port. The moment you are connect, this is my HA1. This is my HA2. This is for data link, data traffic, and this is my control traffic. We'll discuss what is the control traffic. They are going to make a cluster the moment I will connect. So they are going to be provide the primary and secondary functionality of the your firewall. If one firewall is going to be down, still my another firewall is going to carry the
Wait.
traffic. This is my HA. Make sense?
Yes, yes.
So this is a port of the HA. We will use later on. Now,
So, if you want to use three the firewalls, because this one it seems it has only two ports, 1 and 2,
there is
and
no
then
possibility you can use three firewalls. So only two firewalls
oh,
we can make the HA.
okay, 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 okay.
Hmm. Even you want to make the three firewalls in HA, you can do that, but at a time, only one firewall is going to be active. But if there is no port available, let's suppose there is no port available, okay? You can use these ports also as HA port. You can use this port as a port 3. We have to make a special configuration, or this is going to be the backup HA2 or HA1 port also. So we can use this
Okay,
port
oh,
also.
okay, okay,
But
okay.
the best practice, only two firewall is going to be in HA. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now we understand these all ports.
Yes.
We have the further sections, that is the LED status. What is this LED status? This LED status is going to be useful for your different kind of the power, different kind of the status, fans, alarm, temperature, and nature. Means if you have any issue in the power, this LED status have the three colors. Either it's going to be always green, it's going to be amber, and it's going to be red. If green, everything is good in the firewall. If amber, there is a minor issue. If red, means something is critical on the firewall. Clear,
Yes.
Francisco?
Yes. Yes.
So if my power having any green alert, that means my power supply is okay. But this power is showing there is amber, that means there is some power have glitch. If red, that means power having some major issues. And you have to correct that major issues. That's my red. Similarly, if any my fans having issue, that I have to check here. I have to alarms. If any issue, then I have to take care. I have to immediately take an action. Status also. If firewall system is not working correctly, then also I have to take care. If HA having a problem, then also have to take care. Temperature having a problem, that also have to take care. That means you have to always focused what is happening and why it is happening and why the alert is going to on. And then based on that, you have to troubleshoot. If HA having a problem, the colors are going to be red. That means their HA connectivity having a problem. And you have to troubleshoot. This is about the HA. And this is your fan. It's going to provide the cooling feature. Cooling services. They are going to make sure your firewall is going to get complete exhaust feature where they're going to get the fresh air, cool air. So they are going to be always cool inside of the system. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the how physical firewall is going to look like. Any question till now you have?
No, no, no.
All good?
Yes.
Now, these firewalls can be a stateful firewall or can be stateless firewall. These firewalls can be stateful firewall, can be stateless firewall. So what is a stateful firewall and what is a stateless firewall? Have you heard about that?
Yes, yes, yes. But I've forgotten.
Stateless firewall versus stateful firewall. So let's take an example. This is my firewall. Okay.
Mm.
This is my internet. This is my one of the user. This is again firewall. This is again internet. And this is again user. But this is a stateful, this is the stateless. Okay. So first of all, if I talk about the stateless firewall, this is my old firewall. Old firewall means this is my legacy firewall. Okay. This is my new firewall.
Next generation.
Next generation firewall. Clear? This is
Yeah.
the first difference. This old firewall used the term policy. Sorry, ACL. Okay. When you configure, they use the term for the inspector traffic, that is ACL. Access control list.
Access controllers.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Access control list. This firewall use the term as the policy. Clear?
Okay.
This firewall can inspect traffic layer 2, layer 3, and
And
layer
report.
4. That's your MAC, IP, and port. This firewall can inspect your traffic layer 2, layer 3, layer 4,
Four,
layer
7.
7, some additional, and then payload as well.
Payload.
So they can do everything inspections, right? So what happened? Let's suppose this user want to go on the internet. So very first thing, what is going to happen when the user want to go on the internet, then firewall is acting as a my security barrier, traffic controller. So when the traffic is going to hit, it will ask first check your access. Are
ACL.
you allow or not? So it will check ACL. Let's suppose this having the 10.10.10.10 IP address. They want to talk 8.8.8.8 global DNS. So it will check, do you have the ACL or not? So it will check access list. In access list, if you have the allow traffic 10.10.10.10 to 8.8.8.8, if you allow the traffic, then it will reply back to the firewall and traffic is going to reach to destination. Okay? Your first packet. But when you again come to the same destination, take an example. Again, it will take the same process. Means again verify. Again, it come again do the same thing. Means this packet is going to be thousands time. It will match ACL thousands time. Make sense?
Yeah.
Means every time when my packet is going to come my firewall, it is going to hit the ACL and after that it is going to the internet. This is how it is going to process my traffic. But when I talk about the stateful firewall, next generation firewall, again I have the same example. I have to go on the internet 8.8.8. The very first time when the user is going to come, it will check my policy. Give me 1 second. So what is going to happen?
Check policy.
Yeah, it is going to check a policy, and if policy is going to be allowed, then it will send your traffic to the internet. Okay? But this is for the first packet. The moment it's matched the policy, it will create one session table here. Okay? It will create a session table. The moment this hit the policy, very first time it will create the session table. Now when the packet is going to come again for the same destination, if take an example, this packet again coming and want to go this, it will go and check session and it will go destination. It will come again, check the destination goes. So next time onward, it will always check your session table. It will not match the policy. So did you find the difference between these two?
Yeah. Yeah.
So one old firewall always going to hit the ACLs.
ACL.
ACL, it's going to be 100 times, millions time, billions time, your ACL is going to be hit. But policy is going to hit once.
After session table.
After session table is going to be, cache table is going to be created and it's going to be process your all traffic. This is how stateful firewall is going to work. So now you understand
Yes.
what kind of packet they inspect, how they are going to inspect the ACLs, and how they are going to be process the packet. This is all about your stateful and
Stateful and stateless.
Okay, so please let me know if you have any question on it.
No, continue.
All right, so what next? So we discuss about that stateful and stateless. Now, if you just little bit understand stateful versus stateless firewall work by the treating each packet in an isolated unit, where stateless firewall work as a treating each packet as isolated unit, where stateful firewall work by maintaining the context about active sessions and use the state information to speed packet processing, right? And this is a difference, right? This is going to be used for the fast performance because they have to do low work, so they're going to be faster. It's going to be slower because they have to do a lot of work. But it's again because the next gen firewall have the more capability. The user is never going to understand it's the latency part or slowness part. It's going to be processed very fastly for the user point of perspective, but for the firewall point of perspective, it's going to be might slower. This based on the flow, this is going to inspect your traffic. This is based on your packet header, it is going to inspect your traffic. This is going to be maintain the context about the active sessions. And this is going to be maintain the every session in their session list. Here, if we don't have any kind of the sessions, they are going to treat every packet as a isolated. This is the key difference between the stateful versus stateless firewall. Any questions or we are good?
Good.
All right. So I believe we are good for today. What do you think? You are going to
I
create
don't know.
again?
I don't know. Please, so how many meetings in a week?
Okay, let me stop the recording first, then we'll talk. Hold on.